All right, so you guys have seen this set now. We've used it in quite a few videos already, and that's only a small portion of this space. It's amazing how quickly we filled this up with crap. Like, well, Skyjack's not crap, that's actually pretty fun. But you can see we put down some rugs and stuff here. We've got one very important area to work on though, right there. Because that's where a lot of the magic's gonna happen. That's where, this is gonna be my new and improved ultimate PC building space. I bought toolboxes and stuff, but we gotta get this all set up. We gotta do something about some of this echo, get the carpet back down on the floor. We're gonna do some stuff with the back side of this set wall so that it will integrate with here. And so anyway, we got some things to talk about, and we're just gonna kind of bring you guys along for the ride. You guys seem to really be enjoying the build series, and I'm really excited about this one here, because imagine having this much space dedicated to just building computers. And I wanna make it as awesome as possible, but for as cheap as possible, because I'm cheap.
Corsair is proud to present their new Hydro X line of custom water cooling products. The new XG Vive series radiators offer the perfect balance of fin density and airflow to keep your loop cool and quiet. The XG7 water blocks feature full coverage cooling for your GPU, while also maintaining an aesthetically pleasing design, while the XC7 and XC9 CPU blocks keep all your modern CPUs nice and cool. To see the complete lineup of Hydro X cooling products from Corsair, click the link in the description below.
All right, so we're switching over to shotgun mic because I'm gonna be moving around dealing with stuff down here, and I don't wanna get my very expensive lavalier mic tangled up on something. But here are some workbenches that we've got. These are gonna be going in the back. We're gonna have a very similar table thing in the middle of the floor like our old set was. We're gonna have some racks over here. We're gonna have some toolboxes, some shelving. Yeah, so there's a lot to get done here. One of the things I had originally talked about doing here was building a set for the shop. And the reason for that was because of these panels. So I was worried about the panels being here, and I thought, man, I don't want to cover those up because code dictates I have to have 4 feet of clearance in front of the transformer. Because you can see the transformer, if you come over here, the transformer sticks out about 1.5 feet from the wall. So that means 4 feet from there, the edge of the shop would have to be about right here. So that's a lot of space we're gonna lose. So I figured if it's gonna be a workshop anyway, why the hell not have it right here in the shop accessible? One thing we also are still gonna have to do, which I can't do myself, I've been trying to do this, so far I've done this 100% myself, but I have to bring in a licensed contractor, a C10 electrician, to bring conduit along this wall. I want plugs on the wall, I want plugs over there for the set. The set's got its own electrical, which is within code, but I wanna bring in dedicated 20 amp circuits, because if you check this out, we've got plenty of room for expansion. So we could literally have every plug be on its own dedicated 20 amp. That's great news for overclocking. So yeah, here's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna set up maybe some of our time-lapsey thing like we tend to do. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and talk about kind of the setup of the shop. Today's goal is not have the shop be 100% done. That takes time. You guys have seen sets and YouTube space and all that takes time to evolve. But we need the foundation, the backbone. We need things to kind of go where they're gonna go before I can sort of start filling in the blanks. So by me using this corner and this wall, which I originally didn't want to put anything on this wall. It's a brand new wall that they installed, brand new paint, and I was like, man, when my lease is up, if I leave, I've got to put this wall back. And that's okay, it's white. How hard could that be?
Does this fat make me look fat?
The idea here with this is that I can work on computers and have plenty of space for tools, and like one of the issues we had on the other set was that you get phone calls while you're trying to shoot. One of the problems we had with the other set, and I really need the sand to clean this, is that this was my space. This was all I had to build, this right here. And so the problem was, if I was in the middle of like working on skunk works or something. And I've got tubing everywhere and fittings and trash and just, it's like, crap, we got this other video we gotta make. So then it's just like, everything on the floor, and then do that thing, and then the floor was just like, oh my God. Like, that's why you never saw the floor, because it was pretty bad. But now look at this. We technically have a workspace on top of the toolbox. We have 2 workbenches back here, and the main thing, plus all this shelving space. So the idea here, I'm probably gonna put things here that we use all the time, like probably like one of each Ryzen, some of the CPUs and stuff, things that are not gonna be like stored away on the shelves, because the shelves in the other studio did 2 things. One, they gave us a place to put things. Those shelves work, right? They also gave us a backdrop. We have controls of the backdrop here. So we have full control over that, which is why now this shelving here is gonna be a place where we're gonna have bins with like cables and piping and tubing and soft tubing and all that sort of stuff labeled in its place. And if we're working on something and we gotta come back to it later, we can like quickly put a label up here or a piece of tape and write Skunkworks V2, whatever, right? And then put those parts here. And then that's where it goes until we're ready to keep working on it. So instead of having this space be the only workspace I have, now we've got all this.
So it's like a RAM upgrade?
Oh yeah, we downloaded so much RAM. I kind of went back and forth on what toolbox I wanted to get, because I've got some pretty nice toolboxes at home, but they're not full. Each of them are half full. So we decided to get one of those smaller Husky boxes, which, nope, they're not Macdo, nope, they're not Snap-on. I'm not spending $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on a toolbox. This is way more storage than I need for the tools we're going to be, things we're going to be doing and the projects we're going to be working on. But the cool thing is, this actually fits underneath the workbench. So if I wanted to, check this out. If I needed the space, like for cabinets and stuff there, boom. Yeah, I mean, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna head over to Home Depot. There's some things we need to get. I'm gonna be putting sound dampening, or the sound foam on the back of the set. You guys kind of saw me start doing that at the beginning of this whole build series, and some of you were really confused as to why we're doing that. That's because anywhere we can stop reflections is a good thing, and we have lots of it, so why not? So we have to get a staple gun to staple those to the back of the hardwood. We were gonna do adhesive, but it was overspraying everywhere. We need to get a sander so I can sand this off. It's got gold all over it from the gold build. It's sticky. This is real wood. Obviously we have to get screws for it. And then debating getting a cabinet, but I don't know where it would go now, because I'll be honest, I thought we were gonna have more room in here than we do in terms of like the shelving and those benches. And then I'm debating putting a pegboard back here, but everyone does pegboards, right? I mean, Steve did a pegboard, Kyle did a pegboard, Linus did the pegboard in his studio. So we'll just do a different name board. And we're gonna get lunch because we're fat. Yes, I know. Jay, it's not the right kind. It should be this or it should be that. This isn't a soundstage, okay? We're just doing, like I said at the very start of this whole series, if I can get 70 or 80% of the result for less than half the price, then I'm fine with that. In fact, this probably costs like 20% of the actual stuff. But you can see we decided not to build a wall. We just wanted to leave it open so we have more space. A wall would have taken in more depth. So we have a much wider set now than we originally would have. We had to put a square back on up there. The glue came off on that one. So we got to fix that. But what we need to do now is, you see how ugly this is? It's filthy, it's sticky, something got on there. We walked on it when we were moving. There's paint on here from when we did the gold build. I am now going to sand the top of this, and I don't think I'm gonna refinish it, because that's such a light colored wood. That's such a light colored wood. I think I'm just gonna let this be whatever color it looks like it is after sanding. But because it is real wood, we can get away with that. It's not like a laminate. At least, yeah, it is real wood. You can see cracks and stuff that we've made in there. So let's do that. All right, so if you look at the surface now, I got rid of all the paint that was on here. I should have probably used a coarser grain. This was just a 320 finishing pad. As you can see, it's very dusty. But what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna do just a little bit of a hack, something that one of my wood shop teachers told me. Yeah, I took shop. What about it? What? So one of the things that you use to kind of hydrate and keep wood nice is a citrus oil, believe it or not. And guess what the primary component in Gugon is? That's right. So now we're just gonna rub this in nicely. And as you can see now, all my paint is gone. The scratches we put in there with like the knives and stuff when we cut things are still there. But this is the $279 tabletop from IKEA. I was not about to buy another one. But as you can see already, not bad, right? Compared to how it looked when I started. One thing that's nice too is because it's so warm and dry in this warehouse, because we still don't have any air conditioning out here and it's 108 degrees Fahrenheit today. It's so dry, this oil is gonna dry overnight really quickly. So you guys are used to this set, and here's what we got done today. I present to you the new and improved foundation for the Jayztwocents makerspace. Plenty of counter space. I'm thinking about even getting a 3D printer, to be honest. There's been times I've wanted to 3D print my own parts, but I never had space for it, but obviously we do. It is super vanilla, obviously right now. There's nothing on these shelves. Phil just kind of stuck these coolers here for now, because this is, like I said earlier, this is not intended to be storage. There will be a whole storage section over there, but this is not intended to be storage. This is intended to be commonly used parts that we do for builds and other videos and stuff. And then once the shelves are filled up, you won't really see the back of the other set wall over there. Yeah, so the biggest issue I have so far is, Phil, go stand over there where like A-cam would be. With a big white wall behind me, it's pretty plain, obviously. And so I want this to be like, yeah, see, it looks like I'm just in, you know, the Matrix or something, and I'm like, guns, lots of guns, right? So.
Oh, they're empty.
Oh, man, okay, well, you know, California and all stuff. California. Anyway, what I did at the other studio, as you guys saw, is I put some of my favorite builds back there. The Threadripper build has been back there the whole time, you know, Symbiote, Skunkworks was there for a little while, the D-frame build, our test bench. I might have a permanent test bench set up here. I don't know yet how I want to handle that. I'm kind of thinking about doing a test bench cart that's always there and can roll around, and we just have to plug it into power and it's ready to go for whatever testing we want to do. But I don't want to utilize this space for any sort of like things that are going to reside on there, like builds and stuff. I think that's what this area is going to be for over here, because if you guys look, we've got a lot of carpet on the floor over here to kind of give you an idea of how big the next set is going to be. I want this to be almost like, not really a living room, but just a nerd space, if that makes sense. This was designed to be kind of like a home office. This is obviously our build shop. I scratched the idea of recreating our current set because I'm frustrated there. I feel crammed. I feel like that place is a source of anxiety for me, to be honest. I know it's like, oh, I'm a YouTuber and I'm anxiety. No, none of that crap. It's just, I didn't like working in there. Why recreate the thing that bothers me? So I'm thinking I want this to be like a dual zone kind of that not only is a functioning set, but also like a lounge area for when Brian's here and we're just kind of kicking back. We could have table and chairs, or like a couch and a TV, and you know, that you can hook up to for showing your screen and all that sort of stuff. Like a real relaxing kind of a green room meeting space. And then another like standing set over here where we could do like bigger showcase stuff, like case reviews and that sort of stuff, for when the shop isn't being utilized. Because I still think I'm gonna spend most of my time over here, but I want this space over here to make sense too. And I'm sure that this is where guys were like, I thought you were gonna park your car in here. No, that would have been nice, but that's certainly not the idea. This area over here is where storage is gonna kind of be. We'll probably have 2 racks against the wall and then 2 more racks right here in the middle so that you can get to either side of them with plenty of storage there. But if you turn around and look at this carpet again, Phil, I'm so excited for this. I can't wait to see what comes together over here. You can see we've started getting lumber. I know the last time I was like, guys, what would you do in the space? You guys all told me what I was doing wrong. No, if this were your space right here, what would you build in there? I'm looking for some inspiration and some ideas. So we'll try this again, this time without as much of the abrasion, as I said in our interview, our Jayztwocents Q&A. But yeah, look at that. This is, I'm excited for this. And then we still have an editing den to build. I think by the time we're done building, our lease will be up. Guys, we're gonna go. Thanks for watching. The build series will continue. We've got lots to build out here. We still need to get an HVAC out here. Our HVAC literally consists of this 3-ton unit right here, blowing into the office with this shop fan, blowing cold air out here, overworking that 3-ton unit. But hey, it keeps it about 85 or so out here, which is manageable considering it's almost 110 today. All right, I'm rambling now. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Can it even focus?
That's the minimum focus distance.